Hey guys, day number 75 of 90. I create my own outdoor environment in my office, and been having a little technical issues. The weather's outside's been a little rainy the last couple of evenings, and my indoor uh, computer just hasn't been agreeing. But anyway, so nothing's impossible if you're committed. So I'm committed to get these videos to you. Today's 75, day 75 of 90 of Facebook Lives. And the thing that I want to talk to you about today, and every night, just to say this, I have Rethink Dieting for Men, a program for obese men who want to overcome the obesity that's holding them back from living the future they're destined to live, as part of Transform My Future coaching that I have. And my story, for those you don't know me, I'm Alan Thomas. I'm just kind of out of whack today because I've been dealing with technical issues, and it's something that I'm learning to build that muscle. But in 2017, I stepped on the scale and saw 304 pounds staring back at me. And when I saw that happen, it just blew my mind. I was 55 years old. I have 4 children that at the time were age 15 to 27. And it was just one of those moments where you sat there. I was frozen in time, and seeing 304 on that scale staring back at me meant that my wife and I, who'd been married 31 years at that time, that our relationship would be cut short, not because we left each other, but because I was dead. Because I had helped. I'd worked in this senior life insurance business for many years and dealing with people over 65, and I'd never met a man that was 65 years old and over 100 pounds overweight. So it freaked me out. I was just, oh my God, I'm going to be known as the first husband, because I'd be dead. And there may be other guys out there that are over 100 pounds overweight over age 65, but at 55, 10 years didn't sound too fun, because that goes by quickly. So I just started trying to figure it out. And about a week later, I actually made a commitment publicly that I'd weigh 175 pounds in 260 days. And actually, the public commitment was 265 days. I made it in 260 days. And so I say all this not to ever impress you, because I should have never been 304 pounds at all, but to let you know that I had been on dozens and dozens of diets. I'd gone, had personal trainers. I had, nutritionists that hired dietitians. I'd sought help from doctors. All these different things. And it was never the answer. And what was so crazy, I was thinking about it the other day, that, how many times have you guys, maybe you've lost your keys, or if you wear reading glasses, you set down your glasses somewhere and you can't find them. And it's like you look everywhere and you're trying to figure it out, and you're trying to figure this whole thing out. Where are my keys? And you realize that they were right under your nose the whole time. I told somebody today, that one of my clients today, I lost a set of keys once in the refrigerator. Now that's a sign of a guy that needs to lose weight, by the way, because it was in a doggy bag, a to-go bag, that we did that. But the thing that I say to you is, the answer to weight loss may be right under your nose, and you don't even realize it. I talk to men every day that, they're so sick and tired of getting on a plane and wearing 2 seat belts, and, being that guy that's uncomfortable, has to always sit at the end of the row so that he's got a little extra room, or the embarrassment and the shame of, stepping into a meeting and knowing that you're the fat guy there, and you just don't want to be known that. You want to belong, and you want to be part of a group of men. And you end up feeling like that outcast because of your obesity. I mean, I was that guy for years and years. And it just breaks my heart that, we have such a quick fix mentality in this country. And I was no different. I wanted it fast. I wanted the weight off as quickly as I could get it off. But I was looking at the wrong thing. I was always thinking about it was dependent on the diet. Now, do you have to change your diet to lose weight? 100 freaking %. Of course you have to change your diet. There's no doubt. But after trying like 75 different diets, or 80, somewhere in there is where I was in number of diets I've tried. I had to just completely rethink the whole process, because it was never just about the diet. It was never just about the exercise. I had to rethink the process. And so what happened to me on that 260-day journey is I figured some things out, and they were fairly simple things that really have impacted me. It's like I got on the scale this morning, weighed 173 pounds. I don't say that to impress you. Because used to, if I would lose 5 pounds, I'd gain 10. If I lost 20 pounds, I'd gain 25. I was always in that seesaw because I never could figure out this part. And I'm certainly, as you can tell, not a genius, but when I figured out what to do, it was just like clockwork. The weight came off. And it's so interesting to me, the men that I work with, who are, they're all amazing. I don't take clients that I don't really enjoy working with. They're guys that have so much potential. It's crazy. And when they lean into the process, a very, very, very simple process, they get results, and they get results quickly and safely. And it's not about doing some crazy fad thing where you're drinking something on Tuesday and eating something on Wednesday, or whatever. It's about setting an intentional goal and leaning into it and following a very simple process. Is it easy? No. Sometimes it is, but normally, no, it's not easy. But building that muscle towards reaching your ideal weight and staying there, because I want you guys to know it's possible. When I get up in the morning and hop out of bed and ride my bike for 5 miles, 10 miles, whatever it is, and I'm exercising, I'm feel better today at age 58 than I did at age probably age 38. And so your age is really dictated so much by how much time you have left on earth, maybe not the amount of time you spend on earth. And I was telling one of my clients the other day that I believe, that we run into people that can be 20 or 30 years younger than us and much older than us, because they're not taking care of themselves. Health is the one aspect that you have 100% control of as it relates to weight. I'm saying weight, you have 100% control. You really do, unless you have some rare genetic disorder that I'm not aware of. And I'm certainly not a doctor. I'm not a nutritionist, dietitian, or physical fitness expert. I just have walked through the absolute wilderness and prison of obesity and come out on the other side. And I love helping men who've struggled with it, because it's so simple. And when they get it, to see the changes in their life, and it's not just changes about, it cracks me up, because everybody thinks it's going to be just this thing about being fat to being fit. It's not. Other things happen. You free up your brain that you've been dreading. Every night you're waking up at 3 a.m. wondering, how in the heck am I going to get this weight off? You're wondering, how am I going to get this weight up? And you have all this brain energy that you use towards that. And when you free that up, because you're making, even before you get all your weight off, when you start making strides there, you're finding that your business starts improving. You're finding that your relationships start to change. Of course, you've got more energy. Of course, you've got all those physical things, but these non-tangibles, non-weight related things start to take place. And that's the gold. I tell every one of the men, there's a vein of gold 3 feet from you, and I want to know what it is, because that's the excitement. Because let's face it, we become prisoners of our own making by sitting in front of television, eating another bag of potato chips or another bowl of whatever, and we trade our future for something that's far less enjoyable. When you figure out the taste of what victory feels like when you're winning on the scale, it becomes a much, much more enjoyable journey. So, I ramble on these videos, but I just want to speak this to you. Be encouraged. Be encouraged. If you're just looking for another diet, you're clearly that. The world doesn't need another diet. Just let's be clear. There's like 10,000 of them. Go to YouTube. Go Google. There's like millions of them probably. I'm sure I don't know all of them. But the reality is, if you're ready to rethink the process, reach out to me for a breakthrough call. I do a breakthrough session where it'll be a valuable amount of time, we'll get to uncover some of what's going on and see if you're right for my program. Everybody's not right for it. It's a pretty select group of men. When I get on the phone with folks, it's really about seeing if you're sick and tired of this thing called obesity. If you're ready to make a change now, then reach out to me, transformmyfuture.com/apply. And, your answer may be closer than you think, just like those keys were when they were in the freaking refrigerator. Who puts keys in the refrigerator? But it's a long story, but I'll tell you guys that one day. But anyway, you guys have a great night. Thanks for being patient with my technology, and I hope you like my backdrop. So I like the beach. We live a mile from it, and but that's not a real beach behind me if you didn't know it. So anyway, have a great night, and we'll see you soon. Keep pressing post as you press forward.